Hilary Duff's Dignity is one of the best pop albums of the 2000s. I said what I said. Not only is it filled with insanely catchy songs, but it is also her most personal record to date. In 2007, Hilary Duff wasn't taken that seriously as an artist. Her previous album, 2004's Hilary Duff, did well sales-wise, but wasn't a huge critical success. She was still seen as the girl from the Disney Channel, and this made it hard for her to be taken seriously by both critics and the general public. Despite this, Hilary was still a fixture of pop culture due to her acting roles and relationships with other celebrities, such as Lindsay Lohan and her then-boyfriend Joel Madden from the band Good Charlotte. While it may have looked good from the outside, Duff's personal life was riddled with traumatic experiences, such as her parents divorcing and having a stalker who threatened to kill her. Imagine wanting to kill Hilary Duff. Like, literally, that's a different level of deranged. Kill anyone else, sure, but Hilary Duff, absolutely not. She is the one person who is off limits. Anyways, after all of this, Duff channeled this turmoil into her next era. Gone was the iconic blonde hair, and suddenly our girl was a brunette with heavier eye makeup and darker outfits. I honestly love the looks from the Dignity era. They're sophisticated without coming across as trying too hard. As for the album itself, despite the traumatic experiences that inspired it, the album's sound is actually very upbeat, dancey, and electronic. Songs like Gypsy Woman and Stranger may have been touching upon her dad's infidelity, but their production leans into electronic and even Middle Eastern sounds to deliver some true bangers. While her previous albums tended to have great singles and comparatively weaker deep cuts, Dignity is just consistently excellent from start to finish. In fact, I think the singles were actually among the weaker songs on the record. Play With Fire is probably the best of the three due to its earworm of a chorus, but Stranger kind of feels like a Pussycat Dolls reject. Not that that's a bad thing, I love my dolls. But still, the song is good, but not great, in my opinion. And while With Love gave us what is possibly the greatest dance performance of all time, I mean, look at the girl go. Janet and Michael wish they were on this level. The song itself is kind of mid, in my opinion. If only it matched the intense choreography, it could have been one of the greats. Now, the good stuff is actually in the deep cuts. No Work, All Play is a breezy summary bop where she critiques people who don't work? I'm not sure, but Miss Duff was really out here telling us to get a job before the recession happened. Both a prophet and a financial analyst, what can't she do? On a darker note, Dreamer is actually a song about her stalker, with lyrics such as, I'm at the grocery store, and there you are, just watching me. Pick up my clothes from the cleaners, and look who I see. I try to lose you in my car, but you won't go away. Come on, buddy. Don't you think you've overstayed your stay? This is probably the darkest and most disturbing song lyrically in Hilary's whole discography, but her cheerful delivery and the bounciness of the production makes it kind of hilarious. Not that her being stalked is funny, but the sassiness she says, I brush my teeth and feed my dogs isn't that thrilling, never fails to get a laugh out of me. Now, the absolute best song off the album, in my opinion, only it is not an opinion, it is a fact, is the song Outside of You. More of a pop rock song in the vein of Kelly Clarkson. This song is a damn banger, and it shocks me that it wasn't a single. The pre-chorus especially is just, it's so good. I truly believe there's an alternate reality where this is her biggest hit. It really deserves more recognition. Besides the songs themselves being great, I think this album is great for its critique of celebrity and tabloid culture of the 2000s. This was the era of Mick-bling fashions and rampant paparazzi, and Hilary was clearly done with it all. If anything, I think her previous good girl image actually helped make this album more believable. She comes across as being jaded and less trusting of her surroundings due to her growing up in the entertainment industry, but still having that playful spirit and lightheartedness that we associate her with. And unlike other former child stars who lean into more explicit shows of sexuality to show how they've grown, Hilary honestly just sounds like a person who's over the fakeness of Hollywood and wants to vent about it. She was letting her thoughts be known on a more real level than she ever had done before, and that she's ever done since. The title track is especially brutal, with lyrics like, you'd show up to the opening of an envelope, why does everybody care about where you go? I mean, damn, if you got sweet little Hilary Duff giving you sass like that, you better rethink your life. I'd kill to know exactly who she had in mind when singing this song. All in all, Dignity was an album that was, dare I say, ahead of its time. Remember, this was 2007, and the mainstream boom of electronic music with acts like Lady Gaga didn't happen until 2008. And while its commentary on fame and celebrity tabloid culture wasn't necessarily ahead of its time, it definitely predicted how that culture was about to reach its breaking point. What's even crazier to me is how this album came out a whole 7 months before Britney Spears' Blackout, which is also an album tackling themes of celebrity culture with a dark and electronic sound. In my opinion, Dignity is kind of the original Blackout, or at the very least, the sweeter younger sister of Blackout. They're pretty similar albums both thematically and sonically, and while I do think Blackout is better, we ain't about to take away that crown from the greatest album of all time, not about to do that. I do think Dignity deserves more recognition for predicting what direction pop music was headed in. If you're in the mood for some 2000s electronic pop bangers, you can't go wrong with this one. And seriously, please go listen to Outside of You. I did not know I was living until I heard that song. It's so good, you guys. Alright, I'm done.